In other news, sad news to report on the Virgin Islands economic situation. Not only are the residents feeling the crunch, but businesses are closing down due to huge WAPA bills. And now, WAPA's water rates are rising as well as the electricity. Here's WAPA's director, Hugo Hodge, with the bad news.
The government of the Virgin Islands, over the 3-year agenda item was the petition where we submitted the business plan for the water department. It's the full base rate case. We had submitted a part 2 case back in May, and the PSC had put it off for, I guess, for an 8-month period they're allowed to by law. And we had promised we would file the full case, which included the business plan, by September 30th. So this was to get permission to do so from the board, and was approved below the 1.25 that was mandated by the bond covenant. And we were in a default, or facing a default, if we didn't do something to remedy the situation. So we then filed so we can get the coverage ratio above the 1.25. We also made a lot of organizational changes in the operation to try to achieve that. Of course, they didn't grant anything. They put it off for the 8-month period. So we did some changes internally as far as overtime and pull back on some of the projects we would have done to try to bring down the line loss on the water side, as well as other capital projects that need to be done, and maintenance and whatnot, and cut costs down to where we could meet the coverage ratio. For the water department, the last base increase for the water department was in 1994 that became effective in 1995. And as you know, in the last 13, 14 years, you can't think of anything material-wise or that you could say remain constant over a 14-year period. The price of everything has gone up. If we are to address the line loss problem on the water side, it would require capital projects and funding to do so, and that's what this rate case is about. Increase of the average consumer bill. But what it would do, in essence, would allow the authority to go in and have the projects there that will be able to repair and make the system more efficient. They'll be able to go in there and correct line loss. Line loss in St. Croix, for example, right now is close to 30%. So we can go in there and fix that. It'll be almost like getting another production plan online just by getting rid of the losses, so we can better serve the consumer. You can't continue to let the resources go unaccounted for, and the only way to get that done and to get the system working the way it should is to be filed right now. This increase actually reduces the increase that was filed for in May. So they were actually pleased to submit a full increase that reduces the original increase that was filed in May. And we had never drawn any of the funds down from it because we weren't able to substantiate any of that with the revenues that come from the water department. So they had just been sitting there available for use. Well, it expires on October 30th. We got permission to extend it for another 5 years. The electric system had a line of credit as well. That was $13 million. We did use that. We paid down 10 of it. We had 3 remaining. We got permission to extend that for 5 years with a new 13-year agreement. And the last thing we had on the agenda was to get approval to petition the legislation to increase our bond ceiling from $350 million to $500 million. We're approaching the limit of what we can finance. We're not looking to finance anything right now.
Williams Delight problems again, right after these messages. A fire destroyed a home in Williams Delight, St. Croix. News Channel 8's Wes Small has the details.
We're here in Williams Delight, building number 113 in the housing community here, where we had an early morning fire. Actually, it started around 8:45 at 9 o'clock. I just talked to an arson investigator with the Virgin Island Police Department. Told me, fortunately, no one was home at the time. As you can see, this building has just about been totally destroyed. We still have fire service in the back, putting water and then breaking down some areas right here. More problems continue in Williams Delight. The investigator told me that they're investigating to see if this fire was started by arson. Meanwhile, the neighbors out here in Williams Delight are really seriously concerned. Look at this. This is the This is the road condition that they are still living in Williams Delight. I have to tell you that News Channel 8 gets phone calls just about every day from residents up here in Williams Delight. They are fed up. They can't drive back and forth into their homes. I mean, look at this. Animals should not live like this. Yet and still, human beings are being forced to live like this in Williams Delight. The residents don't want to come on camera. But look at this. I mean, this is like horrible. You're looking at the road right next to the burned out building. Look, here's where the fire service truck is. They barely had room in, and this is like the rest of the road. Almost all of Williams Delight, I got to tell you, has some kind of road problems. You can look down here and just see. Residents are just outside begging News Channel 8 to film as much as this as possible so that the powers to be can do something about this situation. So it's like two stories in one. Again, fire department got here, but unfortunately they couldn't save this building. But fortunately, no one was hurt in this fire. But again, Williams Delight residents are really fed up because of the conditions that they have to live in. In Williams Delight, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.